My name is Joshua Foster, and I am a Facilitation Manager for Walmart, which basically means I'm a corporate trainer. I spend my time in all sorts of different classes, and one of those classes being Birkman. One of the applications that we use Birkman for the most would probably be team building. We have a lot of people in the organization who've taken Birkman. We've been using it for over 15 years, and part of that becomes how do we communicate with people that we've never met before? How do we integrate them to the team more smoothly? And Birkman is one of the major ways that we do that. When you think about problems that Birkman can address, a lot of it comes down to personnel, and it comes down to professional growth and personal growth. And a lot of that has to do with the way that we get to use Birkman as a coaching tool, as well as in a team building sense. So we spend a lot of time with people really helping them hone their skills and specifically around communication using Birkman. When you think about issues that we run into, a lot of it comes down to people don't really know. They know that there is an issue, but they can't quantify it, they can't put it into words, and that's one thing that Birkman's really great with. It helps us to be able to explain to them, this is why you're having trouble communicating. These are where those gaps may be. So the reason I love Birkman for having teams together and different things like that is because Birkman actually looks at your needs, looks at your stresses, looks at the way you bring yourself to work. One of the biggest ahas I've seen using Birkman was, and I see this all the time, but I'll use a specific example, a lady that went through one of my trainings, and she was looking at her Birkman and saying, everything on this report is wrong. This doesn't describe me at all. And I was very confused by that because that was not my experience. And so I started talking to her and I said, okay, so why do you think this is wrong? What are the things? And she says, well, this just isn't me when I'm here. And so I started to ask her, and I was like, all right, where were you when you took this report? And she said, oh, I was sitting at my house. I was talking to one of my kids, and I said, there's your mindset. And so we had to have a conversation about how she brought a completely different persona to work. She had changed it so that she was what she felt like she was supposed to be, rather than being true to who she was. And having that conversation with her and her team really helped her to come to work more honestly. When we get our team builders together, we do spend quite a bit of time focusing on what people need, but we do walk through the map all the way through the interests and then through as many components as we can, as we try to keep them to about 4 hours, just based on business request. And I love to spend time on the needs personally, because that's where Birkman's different. I can take all sorts of other personality assessments and get an idea of what I'm like, but it won't help me communicate to others unless I'm just incredibly self-aware, and Birkman helps me create that self-awareness. So for more practical application, Birkman really is the better tool.